is representing Arizona. Boom, 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 boom. All right, you guys, we are at the top of the hour. So we're going to go ahead and get our party started again. Thank each and every one of you for joining us on our Super Saturday ILCA overview and special crypto talk. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I will be your humble hostess for today. Now, it is my honor to introduce you all to a man that for over 25 years dominated the direct sales industry. His cryptocurrency education is used by companies and universities worldwide. Now, for over 8 years, he dedicated his life to learning about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, but he didn't just stop there. He decided to go out and share his information with the masses, and this was done by putting on fun and exciting Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. He has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you see before you now. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivey.
All right. Thank you for that introduction, Ms. Casa. On a Saturday morning, thank you for taking time out of your schedule. She is a mother and a wife and has a household she's taking care of and running her businesses at the same time. So for you to take your time out to service this community and ILCA is very, very much appreciated. And welcome to all of you guys as well to come out on this Saturday morning. I promise you, we'll keep this short. I don't want to take up too much of your time so you can enjoy the rest of this weekend. Just coming off of celebrating my wife and I's 21st wedding anniversary. We've been together now for 31 years, 1994. My youngest son is older than my wife when we actually met. So talk about from being teenagers, young adults, to all the way to now. So I'm ready to get back into it. I'm also getting excited because my parents next year will be celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. So that's a very, very strong testament. I can't wait to help and celebrate that. So welcome all of you guys. And the last 2 weeks on our Saturday morning presentation, one I covered, a little bit about what ILCA is all about and how we got to where we are now. And last week, I gave you a sneak peek at to what the future of ILCA is going to look like with the Ivy League Coaching Academy and us adding our other division of the River of Money. Everything has a purpose and all the dots connect. One thing that I learned being in this space, Ms. Casa said, 25 years in the direct sale industry. I was never taught think of having a full 4-course meal. And when you first make your decision that you want more out of life than what you're getting, especially if you're starting from a 9-to-5 job mentality, you just want to make more money. You want to relieve some of that financial burden and that stress. So you go to presentations of businesses and opportunities, and they're giving you, the kind of like the main course, the steak, and you want the steak, and that's kind of like just it. But you don't know about the vegetables, you don't know about the sides and all the other things that goes with it, or what happens after you get the steak. And we're never taught that. And if you do succeed and get that steak, 9 times out of 10, you devour it and you're left with nothing and you don't know how to recover. And I don't know if that's a good analogy, the way I use that, but just what came to my mind. What we want to be able to teach is creating a foundation so that when you do decide to make the decision, and many of you think you've decided to make the decision and you haven't. You're still in hope and wish mode in your brain. Hope, wish, and prayer. Now you might, whoa, Brandon, what are you talking about prayer? How is that the same as hope and wish? Because if you wish for something, that means you don't have to do anything. You're just waiting for that wish to come true. If you're hoping for something, that means you don't have to do anything. You're just hoping something happens. If you pray for something, most people think that's all they have to do is just pray. Prayer without work is ceasing. So we want to move you from that mindset to taking action on that prayer, on that desire, on that decision. The problem is most people don't know what to do next. And it's due to no fault of your own because we were never taught that. You want to make more money, how? You want to be able to manage your money, how? You want to be able to live a great lifestyle than what you're doing right now, how? You were never taught that. And so what we want to be able to do is take your decision, show you how to take action in an industry where you have access to unlimited amount of resources. The wealthy people understand this concept. That's why I have this whole brand called the River of Money. I'm going to use the most identifiable name on the planet right now, whether you like it or not, Trump. I'm going to use that as an example. When he was president for the first time, he was highly critical of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and called it a scam, called it a Ponzi, said it was illegal, said that cash is king, and it always will be. The US dollar is the strongest and the only currency the world will ever need. That was in 2016 and 17 when he said that. Do you realize that before he was elected last year, he was on the verge of financial collapse? Could not legally do business in New York. No bank or financial institution would ever loan that family any type of money again. And even before that, they knew that they had to get their money from foreign sources. The sons even admitted to it. Yet since that election, the Trump family is averaging almost $500 million a month in wealth. That by the end of this year, the family wealth could get close to $10 billion. How in less than a year? He had a completely 180 or 360 when it comes to the crypto space, the river of money, and is taking action and making moves in that space. Now, that means every single one of you can also do the same thing. I shared last week, and this is a running share because I believe that we stand on the shoulders of giants that came before us. We learn from them, but we don't just stop there. We also improve on what we've been taught so that we can leave a more powerful and stronger legacy for our children and grandchildren and descendants. My father is very highly successful in the traditional society, the traditional market, traditional finance, if you want to talk that way. If you ever read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you know, it's an analogy of my life with my father. And he whenever he gives a speech, and you have seen this if you've been following me for a while, he loves to start with the analogy, the story of his father, telling him, no matter what you do, be the hardest worker at whatever it is that you do. Nobody can take away from you your effort. That is 100% complete in your control. No matter what happens to you, you can perform. So be the hardest worker at whatever you do, whether you're a street sweeper, an elevator operator, or a train conductor. And I didn't learn until later why he used that analogy of train conductor, because his father, my great grandfather, passed away in his 20s from a train accident. He was a train conductor down in Florida. I did not know that until I was an adult. So why he used that analogy. But when I hear that story, a couple of things are striking to me. I do believe in work hard at whatever it is that you do. You put 100% effort, and I tell my boys the same thing. Don't half-ass anything. If you're going to do it, and do it to the best. Be the best. Strive to be and do the best of what you can do. That's all I ask. If you fail, all I need to know is, did you at least put your best foot forward? If you did, that was a success. You just learned something new. But what caught my attention is the industries that my grandfather chose to use as an example. Train operator or conductor, janitor, street sweeper, elevator operator. The reason, because I have to think about the times that my grandfather and his father lived in. You know, from 1910 to 1940 or so, the industries that African Americans were allowed to even be in were limited. And if you're working hard in an industry that is limiting, how much money can you actually make, no matter how hard you work? So I take that same philosophy and I've added on to it. Yes, work hardest at anything that you're going to do. However, choose an industry where there are no barriers. Choose an industry where there are no limitations. Choose an industry that has unlimited amount of resources, that it doesn't matter who you are, where you were born, the color of your skin, man, woman, or child, sexual orientation, whether you have a college degree or not, whether your daddy owns the company or not. Choose that industry and then work the hardest at it. And if you combine those two together, you will have financial freedom. So I did that early and I was able to walk off my job and retire at the age of 36. And I haven't had a 9-to-5 job since. But I also realized that the river of money is always changing, always evolving. You got to continue to grow. I gotta, those of you in a river of money, this is mandatory reading. Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. You see that? The ESBI, employee quadrant, self-employed quadrant, business owner quadrant, I, investor quadrant. This is also my life. I started off in the E quadrant as an employee. Then I said, this ain't gonna work. Then I went to the S quadrant, self-employed. And then I moved from the S quadrant to the B quadrant, business owner, ILCA. And I'm moving into the I quadrant, investor quadrant, the River of Money group. Hope that makes sense. Read that book if you haven't. Well, it's required if you're going to be in the river of money. So that leads to where we are today. Me saying that because the river of money is now flowing in this digital space. And the digital space is encompassing a lot. It's not just cryptocurrency. It's the technology that allows cryptocurrency to even be possible. The blockchain technology, decentralization, it is going to revolutionize the entire planet. It is the most important technological invention in human history. Just like you think the internet is great right now, the world can't turn without the internet. And only 30 years ago, we didn't have the internet. I was reminiscent about my anniversary yesterday, 1994. It was around that time we barely had a computer at home, a home computer. AOL dial-up internet. I definitely didn't have it in college. I'm looking at these freshmen that's going to college, and some of you guys have kids that are be freshmen this year. I know my youngest son, Rita has a child. I don't know if it's a son or a daughter. I think it's her son that's starting college right now as well. And you go into their dorm rooms, they've got access to the internet, and they have their TVs in there. We had a payphone in the hallway that everybody on the floor had to share. It was weeks before we were able to have our own phone in our room, and you were fancy if you had caller ID on your phone. We didn't have TVs. We didn't have cable. We didn't have any of that stuff. But today, everything is wired. These kids are connected like never before. I went to Atlanta, had to write letters back to my friends back home because we couldn't afford long distance. Today, they're connected 24/7 with this device. It's amazing how far we've come in such a short period of time. And that's nothing compared to what the next 5 years is going to look like because of AI. So we have to make sure that we're positioned and taking advantage of that. So the theme of today, with me sharing that information, is that how you get started. If you're watching and listening to me for the very first time, and you're like, okay, Brandon, that all makes sense, but what do I do next? Well, I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm not going to ask for any financial obligation from you because right now I just want you to be exposed. You can't play the game if you don't even know the game's being played. And then if you do know the game's being played, you don't know what the rules of engagement are. So we are going to expose you to something that you are only hearing about on the news. You might be seeing on social media, friends talking about it at the water cooler at work. And you see the president talking about it. How's it all this money's being made, this crypto stuff? We put on something once a month at no cost for free. It's called the 5-Day Challenge. Those of you who came on early, I played some brand new songs that is promoting the 5-Day Challenge. Just an FYI, I opened up the Zoom 15 minutes early just to play some music. And the 5-Day Challenge is designed to take whether you're a beginner or somebody who thinks, and I say think, that you're a seasoned veteran in the crypto space, to teach you some basics. And why do I say that? Because in Inner Circle Crypto Talk just last week, we discovered how an Ethereum core developer, Ethereum, lost, I forgot how much money, millions of dollars, on something simple that had he been in the 5-Day Challenge, we cover. So the 5-Day Challenge is designed to introduce you to this industry and give you the basics. And we're going even further. So we're starting to listen to AI. ILCA is 3.5 years old. You know, you can pull up whatever AI you've got. I've got ChatGPT, I've got Pi. Those are the only main two that I use. Whatever AI you have, ask it a question. Say, can you tell me who is Brandon Ivey, ILCA, and Ivy League Crypto Academy? And see, what does your AI tell you about us? But one thing that Kenny found when he was doing that is that it gives you the pros and cons of different crypto educational platforms out there. And one of the major cons of our platform is it said that I didn't have enough free content. I was like, what? I used to do Bitcoin boot camps. We just came back from Chicago. Did anybody have to pay any money to attend that? No. I paid for everything. We do that for free. I used to do Inner Circle Crypto Talk for 5 years for free every day. I used to do 2 of them, morning and late night crypto talk. And then I was doing the 5-Day Challenge for free for 5 nights. You're going to get to learn for 1 hour some basics about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but AI said it wasn't enough. So we went further. We also, if you just by registering for the 5-Day Challenge, you're going to get a free short ebook called Bitcoin for Beginners that I put together. That's it. Well, that's not it. But you get that. Now, what's also brand new, you're going to gain access to 10 new courses that I created that are the beginners of beginners. You think Bitcoin 101 is basic? This is even more basic. I mean, Marnita said you got to break it down like somebody's in elementary school. And I was like, and it was hard. And all the lessons I've done, these were actually the hardest, and they're only 2 to 3 minutes long. But they were the hardest because I really had to take myself out of this. I got a PhD knowledge of this space and go back to elementary level. So everybody can understand. 10 lessons for free. And we're going to give you access to our app and membership portal where you get access not only the courses, but also our 5-Day Challenge community. All for free. That's what you get with the 5-Day Challenge. And the next one coming up this is why I'm talking about this, because it's just a week and a half away. August 25th that week, or 26th that week, 1 hour a night, we're going to cover what is the blockchain. You hear about Bitcoin and crypto, but do you understand why and how it works? The idea of digital money is not new. It's been around since the 40s, I think, 30s or 40s when it was first. Actually, after the Great Depression, the idea of that was brought up. Because when there was a run on the bank and people couldn't pull any money out, and they were trying to think of different ways so that not to repeat itself after the Great Depression. but the technology wasn't available to allow it to happen. And it wasn't until Satoshi Nakamoto dropped the white paper describing the technology that allowed the internet to transfer something that was thought impossible, not just sharing files, but transfer ownership digitally. That wasn't possible before until the Satoshi white paper dropped. That changed the world. People didn't know it yet or realize it yet. Blockchain technology is going to disrupt every single industry on the planet, whether you believe it, trust it, or even understand it. Your opinion of it is irrelevant. I'm not here to convince anybody. I've had people tell me, Brandon, man, convince me about this Bitcoin stuff. I said, really? I'm not in the convincing industry. All I'm going to tell you is that $867 trillion of the world's wealth is going to be moving to this technology. Do you want to be a part of it and get some of it, or do you want to be ran over by it? That's the only options. It's happening. So we cover what is the blockchain. We cover what is cryptocurrency. Why does it work? We cover how do I get my hands on it? How do I buy it? What are wallets? And there are many different types of wallets. We cover security because now you're having self-custody of your own money or financial resources that you've never had in your life. Unless you're holding cash on you, you're used to using a bank to custody all of your money, and you're trusting the bank to be secure. For the first time in your life, you have to trust you. So are you even qualified to handle your own money? And the answer is, for most people, no, you're not. It doesn't matter if you've got 10 million or $10. There are some people I wouldn't trust $10 with because I know what they're going to do with it, let alone 10 million. So you've got to understand how to keep it safe and secure from the hackers. There's an entire industry out there with one goal in mind: to remove you from your money in the crypto space. And they know you don't know much about it. This is like the wild, wild west zone right now. That'll all be clearing up later on, but we're not there yet. Almost not there yet. Someone says, well, Brandon, am I too late? No. Where the development of this technology is in this industry is where the internet was like in 1997, 98. You remember those days? Again, AOL dial-up. There wasn't no high-speed internet yet. There was no streaming videos on Netflix. That's where we are right now, which means it's only going to get 1,000 times more smooth in the future. And I'm not talking about 10 years from now. The world is going to look dramatically different in just 5 years. By 2030, you're not gonna you can't even fathom what's about to happen. Think of how many of you loved the movie Back to the Future. 1985. I was like, how old was I then? 11? No, 9. I was 9 years old. 1985, and I remember when they had to go back to the 50s, 1955, and seeing the difference in society from 1955 to 1985. And I was like, man, they went back in ancient history, but I was a kid. And then they went 30 years in the future, 2015. You guys, oh my God, 2015 was 10 years ago. And they tried to project what society would look like 30 years from now, from 1985. Flying cars, big LED screens. One of the things that has even impacted me till this day, I was 9 years old. Actually, when Back to the Future 2 came out, was when Marty's son went home, and he sat in a big rocking chair, sofa, because I got one of those. Leans back, feet come up, all is so comfortable. And he turned on the TV, and it was like the size of the wall, and there was like 8 to 10 channels came on at the same time. My little eyes bugged out. I was like, oh, one day. Well, that day's today because I got that now. I have one TV that has 4 channels on at the same time on a big, so I have different things watching at all times, and then multiple screens. I love screens. But you know what was missing? There was no idea of an internet. There was no idea of cell phones. Now, you you'd be hard pressed to walk down the street and see somebody without a cell phone. When I go to the gym, it's crazy. In between sets, when everybody's working out, they got their cell phones out. I'm one of them. I do too. You go to the airport. Back in the day, I remember traveling in the 90s, going back and forth from California to Atlanta. And everybody back in those days had newspapers and magazines and maybe Game Boys for the kids. Today, laptops and cell phones and their headphones and stuff on. I had Walkmans back then, but how much music could you take with you on the airplane? How many CDs if you had a CD disc? Hey, that's ancient now. Now you can take your entire musical library with you on the plane, traveling anywhere you want to go. You have access to the entire world 24/7. That was not in Back to the Future. I'm still waiting for my hoverboard though. So we can't even imagine 5 years was going to look like because of another technology that I'll be writing a second course on called AI, artificial intelligence. It's changing everything and is growing faster than we can comprehend. You know, they said technology doubles every 4 years or so. No, right now it's like almost every month. We are so far behind, even on the AI side of things. I know I am. I got a lot to do. I mean, all the music you hear me playing, AI, it's at your fingertips, and I'm only scratching the surface. Marnita opened the door for me on what I can do with my AI a little bit more, and I'm putting that to use. So I say that to say that the 5 day challenge is going to open the door for you to come into this space, and the only investment it's going to require of you is your time. 1 hour a night. That's it. 1 hour a night. From there, you'll learn what else ILCA has to offer if you choose and decide that I want to learn more. I want to be positioned. I want to be able to build a financial portfolio outside of my 9 to 5 job. I want to be able to earn passive income. We have one program where 100% of every single person involved is in profit and has made money. 100%, without having to recruit anybody, without having to sell any product, good, or service. And they're getting healthy and fit at the same time. I'm 49 years old now, so that's very, very big for me. So I'm in the gym almost every day. We have 3 other programs that I do not speak on publicly in our river of money. One that has generated me $159K in the last 4 months. I haven't even spoken on it publicly, and I don't need to recruit. I don't need to sell anything. The only job that we also be learning how to do is how to manage your money. That we're not taught that. So we have to self-teach that, how to manage your money. And that's a full-time job. I didn't realize that how much it takes to be involved in the financial system properly, because we're not taught that. And that's by design why we're not taught that. So that is what ILCA is, how you get into our door without having to pay any money. Just register for our 5 day challenge. You're going to receive an email that's going to give you more instructions on how to access the 5 day challenge, how to watch it for free, and how to be introduced to the other services ILCA has to offer. How do you register? You go to ilcachallenge.com. ilcachallenge.com. Ms. Costa just put that on the Facebook. By the way, we're streaming all over Facebook. If you've got friends, family, connections, networks, communities, it's not a matter of if they want to know this information. It's a matter of they have to know this information. This is no longer a choice. Then share this with them so that they can be plugged in as well and have a role in their future in this space before it gets pushed on them without their consent. and your consent is not needed because the president is signing executive orders like they're candy. Did you know this? If you're listening to me for the first time, that an executive order was signed that states that by September, that's in a few weeks, all federal agencies must be prepared and ready to conduct all official business in digital tokens, including contracts, salaries, pensions, anything. It has to be done in digital. Did you know that? Did you know that the president of Russia made a similar decree, but he did that in 2016, where he ordered the Russian banks to be prepared for this by 2026? He gave them 10 years. He knew he was still going to be president. That's what's funny. And here it is now. Did you know that? Social Security checks are digital only now, and that starts this month. So whether you like it or not, believe it or not, or trust it or not. So congratulations to those of you who took time out of your Saturday morning to even hear me speak on this. But imagine how many people in your current network right now are clueless. You guys got to start talking, posting on your own social medias, sounding the alarm. This is no longer coming. It's already here. And we've got the platform that's a safe community environment for them to learn. What I am going to do now, because I went longer than I thought I was going to go, I caught the vision right now. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what we also do if you do decide to join our community on the inside. You become a VIP member. We do something called the Crypto Talks Monday through Thursday for our inner circle. And to be in our river of money, you have to be in our inner circle anyway. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek, and we're going to do a little bit. I'm not going to cover much because I did not prepare for how many articles we're going to cover. I'm just going to go straight to the source where I get them from. Not only Miss Casa posts, but we have not a resource group, a Telegram news channel. And let me pull that up real quick and see what kind of articles we have here that may catch my attention. Michael Saylor, Bitcoin will surge to 180,000 and then crash to 140,000 and people will freak out again. Yes, I say that all the time. Fox Business just did it on trillions are coming to Bitcoin. Fox News just said this.
Trillions of dollars in assets under management, and registered reps all over the country, financial advisors, can now put people in Bitcoin. We knew it was going to make it go up. We knew the Trump administration was basically friendly to crypto. This was such an inevitable move. That's why it's gone higher now. That's probably why it's going to continue to go higher, because Bank of America, for example, the biggest bank, has not yet made that decision, and they are bound to.
Yes, they have. Well, she said it, and they're about to. Bank of America made the decision in 2015. By 2017, they already had 70 patents on blockchain technology, while at the same time, they were debanking anybody that had a business account with them dealing with crypto. They were already preparing for it. I'm going to play that clip one more time. This is your friends and family that love watching Fox News. This is what played.
Trillions of dollars in assets under management, and registered reps all over the country, financial advisors, can now put people in Bitcoin. We knew it was going to make it go up. We knew the Trump administration was basically friendly to crypto. This was such an inevitable move. That's why it's gone higher now. That's probably why it's going to continue to go higher, because Bank of America, for example, the biggest bank, has not yet made that decision.
Wait a minute. Let me pause. You see what this says here? Diamond allows Bitcoin trading at JP Morgan. Go at it. Do you know who that is? Jamie Dimon, famous for saying Bitcoin is a scam. It's a Ponzi. Someone's going to get killed over it. You're stupid if you're involved in it. And I'm going to fire anybody in JP Morgan that is doing anything with Bitcoin. He said that just a couple years ago. And what's he saying today? He's allowing Bitcoin trading at JP Morgan. Well, here's another saying I used to say back in the day. Don't listen to what they say. Follow what they do, because they understand the river of money too. So they'll say one thing publicly while making moves in the background to get ahead of you. When she says trillions, she's not talking 1 or 2 trillion. It's $867 trillion. What else we got here? Crypto wallets app must now comply with the new Google Pay rules. Okay. Firefox bans beware these malicious add-ons and stealing. Yeah, that's on the crypto security side. Veteran trader highlights crypto miner after Google deal. See, Fed integrates crypto banking oversight into standard regulatory processes. Bitmine becomes the first company to surpass 1 million Ethereum holdings. Wow. Wow. Top cryptocurrencies to watch as the Fed is expected to cut. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to open that one up. But before I read the news, and understand, I do not read these news articles before I do crypto talk. I read them live in front of you. Why? I'm not trying to be entertaining. I'm not trying to get clicks. How much money can I make off a YouTube following? I'm in the classroom learning myself. I just turn on the camera and take you guys with me every morning. This is my morning routine. This is how I stay up to date on what's going on in the crypto space so I can make wise investment moves with my portfolios. So we read the charts. First we got to see what's going on in the traditional markets. Okay, U.S. Dow slightly up and slightly down in the S&P and NASDAQ. Europe, kind of flat. Asia, a little more on the green on Asia. Seeing the crypto markets, slightly down 0.6%. So this is going to be choppy waters like this. Those of you in my inner circle, you know what I'm talking about. Bitcoin dominance, 57.9%. Ethereum's at 13.1%. Solana's trending. Why? It's down 2%. Why is that trending? Okay, Bitcoin. Well, this dropped. It was at 122,000 just the other day, but it's kind of flatlined the last. Oh, we're Saturday, so I got to look at this week to week because we do public crypto talk only once a week. So it's down. It's up 0.5% in the last week. Ethereum is up 4.8%. Ripple's down 6.4%. Solana's up 3.4%. Doge is down. See, like I said, choppy waters. Doge is down 4. Cardano's up 12.6. Tron's up 3.6. Stellar's down 6.1. Sui's down 4.8. Hedera's down. See, but Leo is up. So choppy waters. Best performers over the past week. OKB, Mantle, Qcoin. OKB is up 125%. Oh yeah, we did catch this in Crypto Talk last week. Why they just spiked like that. Mantle, Qcoin, Cardano, Hype, K-Hype. I'm not used to seeing this. Kinetic staked Hype. So somebody's staking their Hype tokens. Okay. Let's see the wrapped Ethereums. Yeah, there's a lot more. I'm seeing another trend here. There is a whole lot more wrapped Ethereums out there now. That is Ethereum that's running on other blockchains. See, Leo token, Ethereum itself, Chainlink, Tron, Solana. Okay, who are the worst performers over the past week? SPX. SPX Diamond Class members got me stuck on a trade that should have been easy. This was the gift that keeps on giving, but the last week it's just been going steady down, and I'm stuck on a trade. I'm gonna have to exit that one. Sky's down 14.6, Pingu 13.9, Monero, Bonk, Story, Optimism, WorldCoin, Pi. Wow, we'll see what these altcoins, what this new week on Monday brings. These start to reverse. So my positions, I might sit on it and wait and see how Monday plays out. The only outside news we had yesterday, and I still need to, or was it Thursday? No, yesterday. Trump and Putin in Russia. I am not up to date on. I know what happened, but I don't know the results, how it all played out. I just saw a lot of news about it, and to check that out. Only thing I got going today, I'm going to watch the Eagles versus Cleveland Browns preseason. I don't think Shador's playing, but my wife is from Philly, so she's a huge Eagles fan. So they have a preseason game. They act like it's the freaking Super Bowl. See, Monero, Bonk, Story, WorldCoin. Okay. Then for my traders, yeah, the bird gang. I think Dylan Gabriel's going to be the starter for the Browns today. The last hour, Diamond members, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see here. The last hour, Uniswap, Internet Computer, Tron, Aave, Leo, Ethereum. I don't see much good positions yet. Best performers. Yeah, I exited out of Rise. I'm actually stuck in Gary. No, I'm not stuck in Gary. I made a good percentage on Gary. By the way, Diamond members, I touched almost the $2,000 mark yesterday, but I wasn't in front of my computer to trade because it was my anniversary and I didn't execute the move and it dropped on me. But I want to get there by Monday or Tuesday. All right, then let's see that news source. Top cryptos to watch as the Fed is expected to cut rates. Now, this is what Donald Trump has been begging or demanding Jerome Powell to do. Cut rates in September. As the Federal Reserve has signaled an almost certain cut in interest rates this September, the crypto market is bracing for another cycle of capital influx and strategic positioning. While older and more conventional names like Ethereum are set to move in accordance with general market sentiment, newer DeFi platform, what? Mutuum, you say? Hey, is this an old article? No. Talking about September. This is a day ago. Here we go again. No wonder why. Kenny, did you post this article? I know Kenny's been watching Mutual very, very closely. Mutual Finance is currently trading at 3.5 cents in pre-sale phase 6. Did it just go into pre-sale phase 6? Or I forgot what phase we got in. Was it 4 or 5? The early investors in the project will have at least, here's another saying that I say. It pays to be in the inner circle. Do you know how many times I get newbies to crypto that call me up? I got a guy right now, and an old friend of mine, I won't say his name since I'm public, but he just shot me a message this morning asking me, what tokens, are you holding and in, da da da. What do you think about Ripple? And I'm like, if you're in the inner circle, because they're always wondering, what's the next Shiba Inu? What's the next one? I'm like, get educated first. Join our community. Early investors in this project will have at least 400% profit when Mutuum can be bought and sold in the open market. Now, had I known what this article was about before I said something today, I would not have read this article right now, because this is inner circle information. So I'm just gonna read this article. I'm not gonna say nothing else. All I'm gonna say is it pays to be in the inner circle. Some people are gonna get rich off of this token. All right, Mutual Finance has already amassed over 14.4 million in sales and has over 15,220 token buyers, with volatility set to explode ahead of the Fed call. They need to buy more. Let me make a note of this. Today's the 16th. Yep. Yeah, normally this is something that's just on the inner circle side. But you guys, I'm giving you guys a sneak peek. Let's see, Ethereum rallies toward $5,000. That will be an all-time high for Ethereum to do that, hovering near $4,620, underpinned by strong institutional demand, ETF inflows, and renewed optimism following U.S. inflation data that bolsters expectations of a Federal Reserve rate cut in September. Okay. Mutual finance enters pre-sale. Okay, so it just got out of stage 5 and is now in stage 6. It is performing amazingly in pre-sale. The project is currently at 3.5 cents as stage 6 gains traction. Mutual finance is changing the game in the way DeFi operates by building a system with real-world use cases. The pre-sale has garnered more than 15,000 tokens. 100K value of tokens to be won. Okay, that's all about Mutual. Mutual, okay. All right. Let me go to what did Marnita already have posted here. We're live right now. Okay. SEC Chairman Paul Atkins says Project Crypto will provide clarity and certainty. Okay. BPI argues that Genius Act stablecoin yield loopholes jeopardize the banking sector. No, they're just concerned that money is not going to their banks anymore. Citigroup targets regulated stablecoin boom with institutional grade custody. Interesting. More than $1 billion in leveraged bets wiped out. Well Trader loses 83 million in ETH liquidation. Okay. 80 CEOs urge Trump to block bank fees that could cripple U.S. Oh, I do want to see this. Block bank fees. A fierce showdown is brewing as over 80 crypto and fintech leaders demand immediate action to block major banks from throttling consumer data access and crippling digital finance. Executives from the cryptocurrency and fintech sectors called on President Donald Trump to stop banks from imposing what they described as unlawful consumer data access fees. In a letter published by the Financial Technology Association and signed by more than 80 CEOs, the group cautioned Trump, "Today, the progress your administration has made is being actively threatened as some of the nation's biggest banks, meaning Bank of America, Chase, JP Morgan, find new ways to deny consumers access to basic financial services. Large banks are taking aggressive action to preserve their market position, that's to be expected, by imposing exorbitant new account access fees that would prevent consumers from connecting their accounts to better financial products of their choice." So they're trying to block the on-ramp. They emphasize America's credibility to lead in the responsible development of digital assets depends on safe, reliable on-ramps connecting our banking system to the new ecosystem. Severing this connection will drive innovation offshore and diminish U.S. influence. That's partially true. But what the banks are actually doing is they're trying to eliminate any competition and they want to build the on-ramp themselves. And so we have to use theirs. Chase, Bank of America, already in the process of that. It's not that they're trying to kill the industry, they're trying to control it. And crypto was designed to take control out of their hands. We urge you to use the full power of your office and the broader administration to prevent the largest institutions from raising new barriers to financial freedom. Here's what I say: screw the largest institutions. We don't need them. This whole point is decentralization in the first place. While banks may contend that the fees reflect the cost of maintaining secure account access, that's false. Crypto advocates counter that the measures are anti-competitive and unnecessary. That's true. They argue that open banking is essential for sustaining U.S. leadership in blockchain technology. I agree with that. Digital asset adoption and the wider financial innovation ecosystem. I agree. I agree with that statement. All right. What else was here? I got 2 minutes. And then I'm going to leave the Zoom open because I'm going to play maybe about 4 songs that I want to promote the 5-day challenge. So I'm streaming live on Facebook. So I'm going to, those of you that want to hear some music you never heard before, you just stick on. All right. FBI warns of ruthless crypto recovery scam, preying on victims twice. What? What? I got to see this one. But let me see what the other articles. 450 million in seized crypto assets on track for return to defrauded investors. Okay. Bitcoin price watch. You see how much information there is? I don't have enough time to cover this everything. XSC Paul Atkins teases private equity access for retail. This is big. BlackRock's watching this one closely. That's big. Well, debut XRP payments for independent U.S. pharmacies. This is big. Ripple. The Fed to end oversight program for banks. Man, this is just in one day on a Saturday. All right, I do want to check this out though. Who's getting scammed? Crypto recovery scams are evolving fast, with sophisticated fraudsters now impersonating entire law firms. What? You got to be kidding me. And fake government agencies to exploit victims a second time? FBI flags fake crypto lawyers exploiting grief, trust, and empty wallets. The FBI issued a new public, see, as much as I've known about crypto, I never heard of this. This is why I do crypto talk. This is brand new. So they issued a new public service alert highlighting an intensification of fraudulent schemes that impersonate law firms claiming to recover stolen crypto. The updated bulletin builds on a previous advisory by expanding the list of red flags and preventative steps for individuals who may be in contact with these fictitious legal entities. As the agency clarified, this updated advisory provides additional red flag indicators and due diligence measures to help victims who have been in contact with fictitious law firms conducting this fraudulent activity. Unlike the earlier version, the revised alert delves deeper into the behavioral patterns of scammers, emphasizing how they exploit victims' vulnerabilities after an initial loss. Okay, so let me think about this. All right, so somebody realizes that their crypto was either compromised or got stolen. What's their first move? Call the police, call the FBI, contact the if there's a centralized exchange, them. And then what happens next? They try to put a case file for you and say they're going to try to recover. So let me see what's happening here. This scheme combines a number of exploitation tactics, including targeting vulnerable populations, particularly the elderly, exploiting victims' emotional state and financial need to recover funds from a previous scam. So they've already been scammed, now they're looking for help. And giving victims a sense of safety and security by impersonating or falsely affiliating themselves with multiple government entities. Offenders not only impersonate reputable attorneys and law firms, but also fabricate entire government bodies, such as the so-called International Financial Trading Commission. That doesn't even exist. This is why, again, education is important. To build credibility and pressure victims into transferring new payments. Okay, so I already see the red flags here. Even if you didn't know that this wasn't real, they're telling you to send them payments and send it in crypto or gift cards. Red flag. Ain't no government agency going to ask you to do that. Especially this, gift cards. In response, the FBI is urging citizens to adopt a zero trust approach, verifying credentials rigorously and avoiding any unsolicited legal outreach. Officials recommend requesting notarized identification, conducting video verification, and refusing any communication that directs payments through third-party fronts. While this advisory highlights the manipulative nature of these schemes, some in the crypto space maintain that legitimate recovery services using blockchain analytics do exist, warning that overcaution could suppress access to genuine solutions. That could be true. I mean, wow. My parents got in one of these fake government things where they got a phone call from a supposed police agency that was raising money for police officers in the Inland Empire here in California, Police Officers Association. And my dad fell victim to it and sent the money. You know, this happens. So you got to be careful about that. Gina, I normally don't do Q&A on a Saturday, but you can type it in the chat box, because if I open it up to you, there's everybody else going to start raising their hands too. And I'm out of time, but you can type it in the chat box. Now, that brings us to the end of our Saturday morning ILCA presentation. So I hope, yes, I got a phone call about legal actions against me. Yeah. Legal actions against you? Yeah. Scams. All right. So what's going to happen next? One, if you're brand new and you're watching, you want to go to ilcachallenge.com, ilcachallenge.com, and register for the 5-day challenge. You're going to gain access to a free ebook. You're going to get an email notification on how to access the 5-day challenge later this month. And you're going to gain access to 10 brand new courses for beginners. It's even more beginners than Bitcoin 101. Next is those of you who like what you just saw with the Inner Circle. We do Crypto Talk Monday through Thursday privately. It is not streamed on Facebook or YouTube. Oh, by the way, too, if you have not done so, please follow what's the site again? HTTPS, ilcachallenge.com, ilcachallenge.com. If you have not done so, please join our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@ILCA Join, follow, and like our videos. If you watch any of our videos on our YouTube channel, please make sure you like it so that it starts to get some more exposure out there. We have our marketing team that's also going to be highlighting our Instagram and TikTok. We've got all those channels. I'm just old school. I haven't used them. So if you want to join our inner circle, then you want to go to first get back to the person who invited you, because they will have a link that they can give you, because I also have an affiliate side. If you don't have anybody, then you want to go to ilca.app, ilca.app, so that you can join our inner circle for Monday morning. I always love Monday morning crypto talks. That's always when stuff be going down and happening. And we'll be on the march to the next 5-day challenge. If you want to be a part of our River of Money group, you have to be in the inner circle to do that. And our next call will be this coming Thursday. By the way, I have to do a couple of editing, but I will put up this past Thursday's call where Herschel Crow broke down everything, his trip to Florida, for those of you who didn't know. Let me not speak much, I'm speaking publicly, but I'll have that recording up in our private channel for the River of Money group. That, guys, yeah, I'm starting to get excited, and that's a lot for me. It takes a lot to get me to get excited on something that's outside of my control, but I'm starting to get excited about that. All right, with that brings us to the end. I'm going to leave the Zoom on right now, because I'm going to actually play maybe 3 or 4 songs of the new songs. And some of you guys that got here early got to hear your names. I'm not playing those songs. I'll play that on Monday. But share. So let's hear some new music. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. And I'll see you guys in the inner circle Monday morning. Brandon Ivey out. Where's that? Here we go.
5 nights. ILCA. Show up. Or stay stuck.
Punch that clock till your spirit goes dead. Tired of surviving while they stay ahead. I'll see you drop the code, 5 nights, no fee. Crypto knowledge in the dark, turn your faith to VIP. What's a wallet, what's a block, how you guard that key? 5 hours of truth so your mind breaks free. Free book, 10 lessons straight to your phone. Just show up and watch your legacy grow. 5 nights or never, will you rise or fall? 1 hour in the shadows, turn your fears to gold. No cost, just courage, come reclaim the thrones. 5-page challenge, build your future of your own. Brandon left that cubicle, now we lead the revolt. Show you how to move when the scammers assault. Buy it, stash it, flip it, hold. ILCA teach the game they never told. Beginners to vets, you belong in this fight. Hackers in the dark, we bring the light. 5 nights, running, it's your only shot. Show up or forever stay locked in that spot. 5 nights or never, will you rise or fall? 1 hour in the shadows, turn your fears to gold. No cost, just courage, come reclaim the throne. 5-page challenge, build your future of your own.
No fee. No selling. Just truth and transformation. 5 nights. 1 destiny.
5 nights or never, our keys are key. Come break your chains and build your legacy. From broke to brave, we'll show you how to fight. 5-day challenge, show up and ignite. Show up
Or stay broke.
show up.
Or stay broke.
ILCA, 5 days. Let's shine.
Tired of the paycheck, running your fate. Wanna level your life, but you're stuck at the gate. 5 nights, no cost, that's the ILCA plan. Crypto from beginner to a wealthy new man.
What's a wallet, what's a chain? How you keep it secure? Bitcoin for beginners, drop game so pure. 10 free lessons, just click and write. Come alive in the night, let the knowledge evolve. Now 5 nights, come reclaim your mind.
Some money to Casa Queen Connectress, leading you to shine.
Show up and shine, ILCA's the ways. 5-day challenge, gonna change your days. 1 click, no fee, let your future line. Show up, boss up, come grow your mind.
5 nights, unlock your claim. Crypto skills for an endless time.
ILCA, educate your divine. Show up and shine, show up and shine. From Brandon Ivey's journey out that 9 to 5 to the river of money where we really thrive.
Queen Connectress, she connect the dots. Guiding every soul to the crypto spots. Learn how to move, secure it tight. Flip that fear in the future sight. Beginners or pros, everybody can win. 5 nights free, let the elevation begin.
1 hour, 5 nights, step into the zone.
ILCA is the family, you'll never stand alone.
Show up and shine, ILCA's the ways. 5-day challenge, gonna change your days. 1 click, no fee, let your future align. Show up, boss up, come grow your mind.
5 nights, unlock your climb. Crypto skills
connectress. Gather your power. ILCA got next.
Show up and shine, ILCA's the ways. 5-day challenge, don't you delay. Free book, free game, watch your life provide. Show up and show up and shine. 5 nights, Queen Connectress. ILC. Show up and shine. 5 nights, Queen Connectress. ILC. Show up and shine. ILC. 5 days. Let's shine. Ooh, ILCA, let's fly.
9 to 5 stress got me losing my flame. Bills on my shoulders, tired of the game. Heard about a challenge that could change my fate. 5 nights of crypto, couldn't wait. What's blockchain wallet, how to stay secure. ILCA teach me truth so pure. Free book drop, 10 lessons on go. 1 hour a night, time to grow what I know.
Show up, don't be afraid. One click, your moment made it. No fee, just hard and driving. ILCA, come feel alive.
5 days to fly, 5 nights, one dream. ILCA gon' show you how to build your team. Crypto on your mind, time to change your side. 5-day challenge, let your future rise.
5 nights to grow, 1 hour just shows. Free book, free game, watch your money flows. ILCA, we lift you highs. 5 days to fly, come and touch the sky. Brandon broke away from that cubicle chain. Now he's teaching how to hustle with a digital brain. How to buy it, how to keep it when the markets sway. Knowledge is the weapon and we use it every day. Hackers in the dark, but we shining in light. ILCA, protect your back, keep your future tight. Beginners or pros, we don't care where you start. 5 nights, come learn the art.
Sure, don't think twice. Freedom comes with sacrifice. Just log in, elevate. 5 nights can change your face. 5 days to fly, 5 nights, one dream. ILCA gon' show you how to build your team. It's crypto on your mind, time to change your side. 5-day challenge, let your future rise.
5 nights to grow, 1 hour just shows. Free book, free game, watch your money flows. ILCA, we lift you high. 5 days to fly, come and touch the sky.
No cars, no excuses. Just education and elevation. 5 days to fly, 5 nights, one dream. ILCA gon' show you how to build your team. Crypto on your mind, time to change your size. 5-day challenge, let your future rise.
5 nights to grow, 1 hour just shows. Free book, free game, watch your money flows. ILCA, we lift you high. 5 days to fly, this your time, don't lie.